I've seen a lot of married women advising those who aren't married yet not to get married. I was born in 1990. I'm 35 years old, not married, no partner, no kids, but I do have savings. And let me tell you, I'm being completely honest, I'm really not married. What I want to say to you is, when you're in your 20s, go find someone with good conditions, good family background, good personal qualities, even if they're not necessarily good looking, and marry that person. You'll thank me for this. What's the use of finding someone who's just good looking and treats you well? Is being handsome really that useful? If you don't want to get married, fine. I'll give you a few years to stay single. But once you hit 30, you realize that if you still don't have a partner, you won't be able to get married anymore. And if you're still a bit attractive, just wait and see what happens. Girl, just...
Older single women, one of the main reasons they can afford to stay single is, to put it bluntly, because they still feel they have some value and can afford to be picky. But as youth fades, once you pass 30, especially after 35, the chips you hold in your hand shrink even faster. For men, as long as they're a bit outstanding, their top requirement for women is age. Some women might think, hey, even though I'm older, I take good care of myself and still have suitors. Whenever I want to get married, finding someone won't be a problem. But let me tell you, maybe those suitors just want to pass time with you, or maybe they don't have better options in their circle. If you don't believe it, tell them, let's go, bring your ID, and we'll go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get married. See if they dare get the marriage certificate with you. Those who do, you probably wouldn't be interested in.
Do I really want to be a turtle hiding in its shell right now? Honestly, yes. It's just the new year, but everyone is worried I'm 31, an older single guy. You might be thinking about whether to spend the new year at the man's family or the woman's, which relatives to visit, how much money to put in red envelopes, what gifts to bring, right? But for me, it's different. What I'm thinking about is how to avoid the barrage of questions and pressure from everyone when the family gathers for the new year. Sigh. I have no experience with this. I used to hide and still want to, but it seems this year I can't avoid it. What should I do? It's just too hard.
The first thing that happens when I get home for the new year is my parents asking me, how's it going with finding a partner this year? My dad asks, did you find someone or not? My mom asks me, when are you getting married? My younger brother tells me, hurry up and get married. All those aunts and relatives ask, have you found someone yet? You're almost 40. You won't be able to have kids soon. Hurry up. Everyone around me is pressuring me, and I keep wondering, do they want to get married or do I? Why are they more anxious than I am? Like the eunuch is more worried than the emperor. I haven't even said anything, but all kinds of people are urging me. Actually, it's not that I don't want to get married, it's just that I haven't met the right person yet. I really, really want to have a family, get married, have a child, enjoy a warm home with a husband and kids, living that kind of life. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But there just isn't a single normal guy offline. Sigh, I'm feeling emo every day, hugging my blanket and crying my eyes out late at night. You guys probably didn't see that, right? That was when I was at my most vulnerable, really needing a guy to care about me.
Once a woman is past 28, past 30, that's it. She's done for if you don't get married. No, that's not what I mean. Women definitely don't like hearing this kind of talk, but it's just the truth. When a man gets rich, even at 45, he can still find a 20-year-old girl. Don't say men and women aren't equal. This is just a difference between men and women. It's not about equality or inequality. And when a girl is 20, just graduated from college, as long as she looks decent, there are guys with million yuan annual salaries, houses, and cars ready to let her move in right away. At this point, is it fair to those men who haven't even had a chance to get angry yet? It's extremely unfair, but just wait until men start getting angry. When he's 35 or 40, he can still find a 20-year-old girl. But once a woman is over 30, even if you make $1 million a year, have a house and a car, the men you like won't even give you a second glance. At that point, doesn't it feel unfair to you too? There's no such thing as fairness. Unfairness is just something we have to accept. The rules and respect for social reality mean that whether you understand them or not, you have to respect them, you have to follow them. You have to abide by them. From a scientific perspective, from a medical perspective, at 35, you're considered an older mother, and you'll have to undergo extra checkups. If you go argue with the doctor at that point, saying, oh, you're being unfair to women, you're discriminating against women, go ahead and make a scene in the marriage and dating market. These 4 words, you need to think carefully about them. Since it's called a market, you have to consider value and exchange. Since you have to consider value and exchange, you need to look at what you have and what the other person has. Speaking of value, I once made a long video specifically about this. Economic value, emotional value, sexual value, and reproductive value. You can think of them as material, spiritual, physical, and reproductive. Some women say, oh, I'm a high-quality older single woman. But as long as you're older, you're not considered high quality anymore. It's just that simple. Just like those prime locations for rent ads. If it's truly a prime location, it wouldn't be up for rent. You know, if their business is really good, would they still be waiting for you to come and rent it? And yet you see prime location for transfer, prime location for rent. This statement is self-contradictory. High quality older single women, if you're already older, how can you be considered high quality? Your reproductive value has already significantly declined. So how can you be high quality? Tell me.
Logically speaking, there should be a lot of powerful CEOs fighting to pursue me. Fighting to pursue you? Look at me. I was born with such natural beauty, but I just don't get it. Why is it that someone as pretty as me has waited 35 years and still no powerful CEO has shown up? Sis, are you someone's spare tire or are you just leeching off their Wi-Fi? Why should anyone go out of their way to pursue you? Are you brainless or just a gatekeeper? Have you watched too many dramas and caught princess syndrome? Why are you making others take the medicine?
Do you all think it's easy for women to live? When I graduated with my master's degree at 30, I suddenly felt like I had nothing at all. Then I developed depression. That same year, my younger brother graduated from college, and my family helped him buy a house and a car in preparation for his wedding. My dad thought it was only natural for me, as his older sister, to help out, but he just couldn't see that I had nothing at that time. From that day on, I threw myself into work. If I wasn't sleeping, I was working with almost no social life. After several years of hard work, I finally managed to save up a bit of money and wanted to buy a small apartment in my hometown. My dad said, "You're a girl. You should find a man to buy a house for you." In a fit of anger, I bought a pre-sale apartment at the peak of the housing market when it was the worst possible time to buy it. Then the project was abandoned and left unfinished. It's still unfinished to this day, and I ended up with nothing. Plus, I was saddled with a mortgage that I still haven't paid off. After I turned 35, there was a period when I desperately tried to find a partner and went on a lot of blind dates. But after getting used to being independent and working so hard, it was really difficult for me to find someone. They said I was too strong-willed.
I can't believe there are actually people who can be nail house holdouts in Wuhan's matchmaking market for 10 years. I've really seen it all today. That woman over there, the one in the purple-red outfit, she's already 35 this year. I heard that her profile has been posted at Zhongshan Park since 10 years ago. 10 years have passed, and now her profile is basically posted in every park. Yet she still hasn't found a satisfactory partner. So what kind of requirements are so hard to meet? Didn't I just go over and take a look at her profile? Turns out her requirements are listed as pilot requirements. After reading them, I immediately understood. First, she's doing double income, no kids, so she doesn't plan to have children and wants a partner who also doesn't want kids. Second, the man must have a fully paid independent marital home of at least 160 square meters within Wuhan's inner ring, and her name must be on the deed. Third, the bride price is 288,000 yuan, not a cent less. Fourth, since she's the only child and has been spoiled since childhood, she's never done any housework. She's the type whose fingers have never touched spring water. She also can't cook, so it's certain she won't be able to do it after marriage either. At the time, many people passed by, but they just glanced at the requirements, shook their heads, and walked away. So now, do you understand why this woman has been looking for a partner for 10 years and still hasn't found one?
Why is that? I'm 35 and still not married, but I feel like I'm doing okay. I put myself through college with my own efforts, then went abroad to study and earned a master's degree. After graduating, I worked hard in Shanghai for 8 years, starting out as a translator, and then step by step working my way up to marketing manager, marketing director, and vice president. Later, I even started a business with friends. Right now, I'm a partner at a small advertising company. I've bought houses in both Hangzhou and Jiaxing, and I've also bought 2 cars. As for savings, I have over 100,000. But just because I'm 35, I'm not very good looking, and I have a strong personality, I just can't get married. Even if I were to pay a dowry myself, I still can't get married now. I really don't know what to do.
That girl just now was so sweet and you still weren't interested? Aren't your standards a bit too high?
She has no house, no car, no savings, and she's just an office worker.
But she's only in her 20s. It's totally normal not to have those things yet.
What's normal about that? As soon as she came over and started talking to me, I noticed she was carrying a designer bag. I looked it up, it cost at least 20 or 30,000 yuan.
Maybe she has a high salary.
So I asked him, how much is your monthly salary? He said 5,000. I also asked if his family was well off, and he said it was just average. I asked him if he had bought a house or a car, and he said he hadn't that's renting right now. So let's say his rent is 1,000, food is 1,500, utilities and property fees are 500, transportation and living expenses another 500, and dining out with friends 500. That means at most he can save 1,000 yuan a month. Honestly, even saying 1,000 is generous because he still needs to buy makeup and clothes. With an average income and an average family background, how could he possibly afford such an expensive bag? There are really only three possibilities. First, maybe some big shot gave it to her. And why would someone give her that? As an adult, you should understand what that means, right? Second, maybe she bought it in installments. But how much financial strength do you really have? How big of a deal is it to spend beyond your means? You're already scraping by every month. So what if you lose your job 1 month? What are you going to do then? You have no ability to withstand any setbacks at all, yet you're carrying around that bag while your life is falling apart. Third, the bag might just be fake. We're all just regular people. It's completely normal not to be able to afford luxury goods. Who's really going to laugh at you for that? There's no need to buy a fake just to show off and satisfy your vanity.
Well, maybe she just scrimped and saved every month for a year or two to buy something she really likes.
Well, that I really can't accept. You say you don't have a house, don't have a car, and that's fine. You're working hard just to get by every month. And it's not easy to save up a little money. Wouldn't you want to change your life a bit, plan for the future, or maybe buy some gifts for your parents so they don't have to work so hard? Instead, you go and buy a bag that you can't eat or drink. What's the point of buying something like that? There are a lot of spending habits that I just can't accept, no matter how good looking you are, right?
So, do you think what the guy said makes sense? Would you accept it?
Recently, a female fan asked me in Dalian if a woman owing hundreds of thousands in debt can still find a partner. She's 36, her business failed, she owes 600,000 yuan, her looks are above average, and she has a good personality. She hopes to find a motivated, responsible man willing to share the burden. She asked if men exist who don't mind a woman having external debts. As for whether any are willing, I really don't know. But what I'm worried about is that after she finally pays off the debt, she might end up asking around everywhere. If my boyfriend helps me pay off 600,000 yuan in debt, must I sacrifice my happiness and marry him? If he helps me pay off 600,000 yuan, can I not ask for a bride price? My husband keeps bringing up how he helped me pay off 600,000 yuan in debt before we married. Must I do more housework? He always uses the fact he helped me pay off 600,000 yuan in debt before marriage as leverage. All my colleagues say I'm understanding, but one colleague really cares about me. How should I choose? My husband wants a divorce and is asking me to pay back the 600,000 yuan debt he helped me pay off before we married. Doesn't that mean I've been serving him for nothing all these years? He did it willingly at the time. Who wouldn't be afraid of this situation? Actually, you can solve this problem through marriage is not impossible. You could sign a prenuptial agreement to show your commitment. For example, if you divorce, you leave the marriage with nothing and pay back the 600,000 yuan. With something like that, you might actually meet 1 or 2 brave souls willing to fight for love.